So, Amazon might be on the verge of its biggest move yet. And no, it's not about a new gadget or even faster shipping. We're talking about a plan to acquire a small, almost unknown company, a company that holds the keys to completely rebuilding the internet as we know it. And in doing so, creating a brand new empire for Amazon.
Okay, let's just pause on that for a second. What if the internet we use every single day is fundamentally dying? That's the core question here. The web is broken, and its biggest players, the ones who seem untouchable, are actually incredibly vulnerable. And you can bet Amazon knows this. They have a plan.
To really get why this is such a massive opportunity for Amazon, we first have to talk about the problem. And the problem is that the internet's entire business model, the one funded by ads, is completely falling apart. There's actually a perfect word for it: in-shitification. Now, here's the wild part. The people who basically built the modern ad-based internet, they saw this coming from a mile away. This quote is from Google's own founders, Sergey Brin and Larry Page, way back in 1997. They knew, even then, that the second you take ad money, you stop working for your users and you start working for your advertisers. And boy, were they right. So what is enshittification? Well, author Cory Doctorow broke it down into this kind of three-act tragedy. First, a platform is great for users to get everyone hooked. Second, it starts abusing the users to make its business customers happy. And finally, in the end stage, it abuses everybody just to squeeze out every last drop of value for itself. Sound familiar? And you have to understand, this isn't some accident. This is by design. Thanks to the DOJ's big antitrust case, we've seen the internal memos. We know for a fact that Google started deliberately making its search results worse. Why would they do that? Simple. The worse the results, the more you have to search. And the more you search, the more ads they can show you. The whole game changed from getting you the right answer to just maximizing ad views. This chart right here, it tells you everything you need to know about who's in trouble. Look at Meta and Google. They are completely addicted to ad revenue. If that money starts to dry up, their business is in serious, serious trouble. But then look at Amazon. Ads are a tiny fraction of their business, less than 10%. They are the only ones strong enough to just walk away from this broken system and actually build the replacement. So, okay, the old ad model is toast. What about the next big thing? Generative AI, right? Well, that whole revolution has hit a massive, and I mean massive, brick wall. Just look at this number, 27%. That is the percentage of major global companies that have straight up banned their employees from using tools like ChatGPT. Let that sink in. Almost a third of the world's biggest businesses are telling their people, do not touch the most important new technology of our lifetime. So what's going on? Why the fear? Well, it's not a tech problem. It's a legal and security nightmare. Companies are absolutely terrified of leaking their secret sauce, their corporate data. They're scared of getting hit with massive fines for violating data protection laws like GDPR or HIPAA. This fear has created a huge, multi-billion-dollar market that is completely locked down by legal risk. Which leads us to the billion-dollar question. How do you actually do it? How do you let businesses use this incredible technology without taking on all of that catastrophic risk? And that brings us to this little company, Ethical Web AI. They claim to have solved not one, but both of these problems, the broken internet and the AI roadblock. And the best part? They've got the patents to back it up. See, their whole philosophy is that we've been trying to open this incredible new door with the wrong key. The AI tools we have now are just fundamentally leaky and insecure. So they decided to build a completely new kind of key. Their solution is basically a 1-2 punch. First, you've got AI Vault. Think of it like a secure private chat GPT that a big company can run behind its own firewall. Total control. Then you've got Ethical Web Search, which is a totally new way to search, designed not for ads, but for actually finding and booking real-world services. Let's break this down, because this is the genius of it. AI Vault is like the Microsoft Exchange for AI. It instantly solves the security problem and unlocks that huge 27% of the market that's sitting on the sidelines. Meanwhile, Ethical Web Search becomes the Amazon marketplace for services, going right after Google's core business. And both of these are locked down tight with patents, with that search patent alone valued at a staggering $4.7 billion. All right, so why is this such a perfect, almost ridiculously perfect acquisition for Amazon?
Because this isn't just about plugging holes in the internet. This is about building a completely new empire from scratch. I mean, just think about it for a second. Amazon is the undisputed champion of selling you things, physical goods. But what happens when you need a plumber, or you need to book a hotel room, or grab a ride? That whole world of services is a massive, gaping hole in Amazon's business. And we are not talking about a small market here. It is gigantic. If you just look at the money that apps like Uber, DoorDash, and Booking.com pull in, you're looking at close to $190 billion every single year. That's the prize. That's the empire that's just sitting there, waiting for someone to claim it. So the playbook for Amazon is almost beautifully simple. Step 1, buy ethical web AI. Get those patents. Step 2, launch their Amazon for Services platform. But step 3 is the real endgame. Building the world's ultimate AI database, a real-time index of every good and service on the planet, its availability, its cost, its location. The company that owns that, well, that company owns the next internet, period. But here's where the vision gets even bigger. This isn't just about making Amazon more powerful. This is about using that power to build a fundamentally different and, frankly, a much better internet. You've heard the old saying, right? During the gold rush, the people who really got rich weren't the ones digging for gold. It was the folks selling the picks and shovels. This new model takes that exact same idea and applies it to the web. Here's how it would work. Amazon just provides the tools, the digital picks and shovels. Then local communities, towns, and cities can build their own marketplaces on top of it. And here's the key. They keep 80% of the money in their local economy. Amazon just takes a 20% cut for running the platform. It's a system designed to build communities up, not extract value from them. And before you say this sounds too good to be true, you should know it's already working. In a town in Scotland, a little local app called Dunfermline Eats did this exact thing. They charged local restaurants about half of what the global giant Just Eat was charging. The result? They completely took over their hometown market, beating a massive corporation without spending a single dollar on Google or Facebook ads. It proves that this community-first approach can actually win. So let's just imagine what this new internet could look like. It would be anonymous, no more tracking your every move. It would be totally ad-free. It would finally give small local businesses a fair shot against the giants. It's a web that's driven by communities, not by harvesting your data. It's a really radical idea. What if the most profitable way forward is also the most ethical? So in the end, it really all comes down to this. Amazon is at a crossroads. They can keep fighting it out on the old, broken, and shitified internet, or they can buy the tools they need to build a brand new one. A web that's safer, that's more fair, and one where they would be the absolute, undisputed leader. The only real question is, what are they going to do?